Veterans are begging President Trump for help on a pretty important issue. Look at this. The country's largest veterans group is once again pushing for veterans to get access to medical marijuana. The American Legion, which has 2.3 million veteran members, voted Thursday to urge the Trump administration to allow doctors at Veterans Affairs hospitals to talk to their patients about using medical marijuana, and to even recommend its use in states where medical marijuana is legal. Currently, VA doctors are prevented from even talking to their patients about medical marijuana. Federal law would not need to be changed in order to lift that ban. Wow. So think about that. All it takes is just the word from Trump. Hey, just let them do it, and then they could do it. Or it just takes an executive order or whatever, and they could do it. You don't need to actually change federal law. It doesn't need to go through Congress. You can just do it. And he hasn't done it. And there's the guys, oh, yeah, I care about the veterans. Tremendous. Believe me. That's who I care about. That's who I fight for. The veterans. The forgotten man will never be forgotten again. Well, you're not doing anything, number one, to fight veteran homelessness. Over 50,000 veterans are homeless. Think about that. Over 50,000 veterans are homeless. You don't talk to me about, oh, I support the troops, support our troops, support our troops. I don't give a fuck about your bumper sticker if you're not in favor of fixing that. I mean, that's an absolute disgrace. That's a moral abomination. Having any homeless people in what's supposed to be the richest country in the world is an abomination. But this is a no-brainer. Guys, we're not even talking about recreational marijuana. Now, that also is a no-brainer. But, you know, it's a different level of a no-brainer. 58% of the American people, according to some polls it's over 60% of the American people want legal recreational marijuana. In the case of medical, I don't even know the number, but I'd imagine it's over 80%. I mean, and think about it. So a lot of people who are veterans are dealing with psychological trauma. I mean, that's a very common thing for veterans seeing what they see. So how do you address that? Well, in some cases, there are some people who respond well to your typical pharmaceutical approach, whether it be Xanax or, the anti-anxiety stuff, Klonopin, whatever all the generic versions are called. There's that class of drugs, the benzos, and those help a lot of people. And then there's also, if people are dealing with depression, there's SSRIs, there's other mood stabilizers, there's all types of stuff that they can experiment with to try to help people. And some people respond well to the pharmaceutical route, and some people do not. And yes, it is the case that some people, marijuana is one of the main things, if not the only thing, that really makes them feel better. But they're barred from even talking about it. And it would be a violation of the law if these people were to do it, if these veterans were to do it. So think about that. You go fight and die, you're told it's because you're defending freedom, and then you come back here, you don't even have the freedom to take the harmless substance that would help you treat your psychological problems. Then that's not freedom. You don't get to say, oh, we're a free nation, and then say, but we will lock you in a cage if you do a substance that we don't approve of, even if it's for legitimate medical reasons. Man, that's disgusting. And we're just getting the conversation started here with marijuana, because the reality is we've covered countless stories, whether it's magic mushrooms, psilocybin, MDMA. They're all these substances. What's the other one? Ketamine is another one. They've done tests on all these different substances, and it turns out in a clinical setting with the right dosage mixed with talk therapy, they help with many issues. Severe depression, anxiety, people who have a terminal illness and are really scared because they're going to die soon. It opens up their minds and makes them feel like everything's going to be okay. But our government says, no, can't do that because drugs are bad. Well, geez, imagine what guys like Jeff Sessions or Donald Trump are going to do when they find out that morphine, which is used as a painkiller in hospitals, when they find out that's actually reacts in the body the same way that heroin does. It's basically heroin. What? We're doing heroin? We're giving heroin to people who are in pain in hospitals? We can't have the immoral. That's immoral. We got to fix it. Well, if we're okay with that, you know, all reasonable people say, yeah, of course you could have morphine in that situation. Why is it that much different for MDMA or psilocybin or ketamine or marijuana or whatever the case is? So it's just so stupid, and all it takes is one flick of the pen from Donald Trump, and he's just sitting there, man. Because, look, they're old idiots who don't know anything. Donald Trump doesn't know anything. You think he's aware of what goes on with marijuana and how many people it's helped and all the personal stories of the people who are intimately involved with this issue and how many lives have been ruined by the dumb war on drugs? You think he's aware of that shit? You think he thinks about it? He never thinks about it. He doesn't care. He's president of the United States. He could fix it in 1 minute, and he hasn't done it. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't know. He doesn't care. An old idiot. That's what he is. And he's the most powerful person in the world right now. He can improve so many lives in a split second, and he hasn't fucking done it. I mean, you want to talk about, you know how people say, oh, day one. And I bet pretty much everybody listening right now would fix this on day one. If you were president. Boom. 1, 2, 3. I got my little mini pencil here. I know you can't sign it in pencil. You got to do it in pen. But you get the point. Even when their veterans are begging him, dude, come on, man. You got to, what are we doing here? What are we doing? And there are a lot of people who get addicted to the pharmaceutical drugs, and then they have major issues. And you can really cure a lot of these problems by allowing medical marijuana, but no. Sitting on his fat ass, you know, tweeting some shit, escalating into another war with Kim Jong-un. Do the right fucking thing, Don. For once.